Hi, my name is Angel. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to what might be the most ridiculous video that I've done so far, but it sounds like fun, so we're gonna do it anyways. So basically, what I'm gonna do is introduce you to my pets. I have 2 cats and 2 mice. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them, and based off of their personality and their little quirks, what books they would recommend if they could recommend books. Like I said, it might be a little ridiculous, but we're rolling with it. So up first, we have Lil, who you might recognize from the background of some of my videos. She likes to hang out on the bed while I film. Lil is very feisty, she's very chaotic, and she definitely has a she definitely has a I am better than you attitude. Relax. However, she is very sweet and very loving on her own terms when she wants to be. Okay, I'll put you down now. So, because she is so chaotic, I went with 2 books that are quite chaotic. The first one is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This is about a female photographer who shoots male subjects a lot, and she's a little bit insane and psychotic and crazy, but it's a really, really good read. And the other book that I think Lil would recommend is The Book of the Most Precious Substance by Sarah Grand, solely for the reason because this one is chaotic. This book takes you for a wild ride. We also have an unhinged female main character, just as we have in Boy Parts, so it seems very fitting, and I think these are the 2 books that Lil would recommend if she could read. The next cat we have is Molly. She is very high maintenance, she loves to eat, and she loves to scream if you don't feed her on time. So I chose 2 very fitting books for different reasons. The first one I have is Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey. Okay, we'll put her down. So Suffer the Children is basically a story about all of the kids in the world suddenly dying, and they soon become resurrected with one thing, and that is a taste for blood. So it is about how far the parents are willing to go to keep their children alive, and it is very interesting, and I just feel like Molly could relate because if she's hungry, and you better fix it right now. And the second book that I chose for Molly to recommend is They All Died Screaming by Christopher Triana. This one is an extreme horror, so be aware of that. It's not going to be right for everybody, but I really just chose this because I feel like Molly would be like, wow, they're all screaming like me. If you guys only knew how much that cat screamed at me. She would literally eat her dinner in like 30 seconds and then be screaming for more dinner. So like I said, They All Died Screaming is an extreme horror. It's about basically like this apocalypse where people get this disease that just makes them suddenly start screaming for no reason, and they go crazy and they pretty much die because they can't do anything but scream. So they can't sleep, they can't eat, they can't do anything else except for scream. And sometimes I feel like that's what Molly thinks is going on in her head. Okay, up next is Little Queso. What you doing? So Queso is extremely adventurous. She loves to hang out. She loves to just vibe and run around outside of her cage. She's also a cutie. She's very social, and I feel like Queso would like stories that are adventurous just like her, but I think she would also like things that are a little bit emotional as well. So I have 2 books that are both adventurous and emotional. So the first one is The Marrows, Thieves by Sherry Dimeline. This is one of my all-time favorite books. It is a dystopian future where humanity has lost the ability to dream except for those that are Native American, and the answer to this dreamlessness lies in their bone marrow. So now people are hunting Native American people to harvest their bone marrow and be able to dream again. So it is very adventurous as we're following this group of Native American people that are trying to escape these people and just stay away from them and stay safe in this world. and it's very emotional because all of the characters have very close bonds and you just get very connected to them, and I really, really enjoy it. And the second book that I have chosen for Queso is Migrations by Charlotte McConaughey, I think is her name. This one follows a woman who is researching these birds. She's like following these birds and trying to figure out like why they're going extinct and follow their migration pattern. And along the way, it is very emotional, obviously, because these birds are going extinct. She's following like the last remaining ones, and it's just a very hard story, but it is adventurous because she goes out on this like fishing boat and she's like following them, and they're in freezing cold temperatures, and it's just a very enjoyable read, but very emotional as well. So those are two books that I think if Queso could read, she would choose to read those and she would highly recommend them. And the last little mousie that I have is Asiago. She doesn't like to be handled too much, so I'm not going to stress her out. We're just going to let her chill. I'll pop up a picture if I can find one. So because she is antisocial, she is also very chunky. That's not related, but she really only likes to hang out with and cuddle with Queso, and she doesn't really like to be out and about like Queso does. So for Asiago, I feel like she'd be a fan of very isolated setting books and ones that maybe show relationships between people. So the first one I have chosen for her is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This one very much is an isolated setting because we are in this cafe the whole time. If you guys don't know, Before the Coffee Gets Cold is a story about this cafe where you are able to time travel. There are certain rules to the time travel, but anyone can do it. And so the story basically goes through different people that come to this cafe in order to time travel and tells their stories. So I feel like Asiago would really enjoy that because not only is it an isolated setting, so it's nothing too crazy or too adventurous out of her comfort zone, but it also heavily focuses on character relationships and relationships between two people. And the next one I have for Asiago is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Don't ask me why, I just feel like she would really enjoy this, and the relationship between, what is her name, January and Gus, I think she would absolutely love it. I think she'd be a little romance girly, but like a tasteful romance girly. So I think Emily Henry would probably be right for Asiago. We all know Beach Read, we all love Beach Read, and I think Asiago would definitely recommend that one. Well, as promised, this video was absolutely ridiculous, but it was fun, and I hope that you get some good recommendations. If you have an animal, tell me what book they would recommend. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time.